What is up? And welcome to another edition of In the Blender with your host, Shake Money. And I just gotta say,
Morning, Your Majesty. It is another beautiful day in Zamunda.
indeed. Well, before we bring on our guest of the day, like I always do about this time, I'm gonna be highlighting something. And one of my highlights today is the Orange Bowl. That is right, the Orange Bowl. I am going to be highlighting the Orange Bowl. It is one of I would say a special landmark in everybody's in Miami because it was a place where the Dolphins won 2 championships, the Hurricanes won 5 championships there. Also the Orange Bowl hosted 5 Super Bowls while it was there, and one of them, unfortunately, was when the Jets won their one Super Bowl with Joe Namath, the guarantee Super Bowl that happened in the Orange Bowl. So it was taken. It was destroyed in 2007. I think a lot of our parts were auctioned off. Alex Dono called it the old lady. I had him on here. Larry L. Said one thing he remembered was the urinals. It was like a trough, the smelly bathrooms, which everybody attests to. A lot of people said it wasn't up to today's standards, but I tell you what, that's the one thing people you got to realize, that it's not all glitz and glamour. Sometimes a lot of things hold sentimental value, and I think that was with the Orange Bowl. As a matter of fact, one of the times I went to the Orange Bowl was a semi championship against, it was Miami Northwestern versus Carroll City, and one of the players on Carroll City's roster was Santana Moss, who later on played in that same stadium on Saturdays. So, I think, like I said, it wasn't the most glamorous stadium, but it held a lot of meaning to everybody who lived in Miami, including myself. Even though I'm not a Canes fan, I don't think you'll ever find another Orange Bowl. I don't think you'll ever find another stadium that really brought people together and have so you can't replace the memories that people had there. So, and one of the reasons why I bring up the Orange Bowl, it coincides with my next guest. My next guest is one of the handful of Cane fans I could stand. I got like a handful of them. He is the one, the only Canes Dolphin 89. Thank you for coming on the Blender. How you doing, my brother?
I'm good, man. What about
Good
you?
to have you on here, by the way.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
No problem, man. What do you remember about the Orange Bowl?
I remember all the classic Hurricanes wins and all the rich history and all the exciting players and pretty much all the wins and memories.
Yeah, you ain't lying, man. That was, I think, one thing I always joke about people is that I think the Dolphins and the Marlins need to switch stadiums because neither really did anything when they both left the stadium. Marlins won 2 state championships where the Dolphins play.
Yeah,
and Dolphins won 2 championships, not in particularly in that building, but
yeah,
while they're in the Orange Bowl, playing in the Orange Bowl, they got 2 Super Bowls, 3 Super Bowl trips if you count the one we lost to Dallas. But we were the first team to win 3 go to the first 3 Super Bowls. Then of course Buffalo and then New England did it as well. So with all that out the way, so what made you a Dolphin fan, my brother?
What made me a Dolphin fan? I watched a few games with my dad and my grandfather, and I liked the way they played, and I liked the logo. So I said,
Yeah.
"Shoot, man, I'll join the team."
Hell yeah. You regret it?
Sometimes yes, and sometimes no. For the most part, I can say I've seen the goods, seen the bads, and I've seen the uglies. So
Yeah. So pretty much you saw.
The good, the bad, the ugly.
that's right.
And by the way, I missed that segment, man. It's coming soon. Once the football season happens, when we do Larry G shaking the panel, that's one of my favorite segments we do before we open up the panel: the good, the bad, and the ugly. But all right. So, what can you remember? Can you recall like what was the first game or the any good games that you saw with your grandpa that when you think of your grandfather or your dad, you think of that game in particularly?
I would have to say when the Dolphins played the Steelers, or when the Dolphins played the Saints. Those are always good games, back and forth, straight down, straight towards the end.
Yeah, you're right. Which one? What do you remember? What specifically do you remember about that game?
The fact that both defenses and both offenses went back and forth, and the only way you won is if you had a late game stop.
Yeah, that's good. yeah, that's crazy, man. Unfortunately, I couldn't watch football with my grandfather. He wasn't really a big football guy, but I did watch a lot of wrestling with him. So he was a wrestling fan. So that I did watch with. You know what I mean? The only thing was, as crazy as it may sound, and I'm not trolling you. I'm being 100% genuine when I say this. He thought wrestling was real.
I mean, some people do.
No. He's thinking like, look, it is real, but it's choreographed.
Yeah.
The moves are real, the stunts are real, but it's choreographed. He's thinking like it's like boxing, where the outcomes are it's real competition.
Yeah.
He couldn't, but I never try to argue with him because that's grandpa. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. That some grandparents are stubborn and they only see their ways.
Yeah. What else did you watch with your grandpa? If you don't mind me asking.
I watched Canes games. I watched Notre Dame games, Penn State.
Yeah, you were telling me that your dad was a Steelers fan, right?
Yeah. No, he was a Saints fan.
Oh, Saints fan. Okay.
What made him Steelers fan?
Yeah. Your grandfather was a Steelers fan?
Yeah. Steelers, Dolphins.
Okay. You know what? I kind of damn. Me and your grandfather have a lot in common. I root for the Steelers as well. They're like only because of my best friend, God rest his soul. He was a diehard Steelers fans, and we used to talk. I'd probably know more about the Steelers than most of the casual Steelers fans.
I like the Steelers because of Big Ben.
Yeah, Big Ben. As a matter of fact, I had a Cocker Spaniel I got in 2009. His name was Ben. I call him I named him. The day I got the Cocker Spaniel was the Super Bowl when we played the Steelers.
Right.
And not the Steelers. The Super Bowl the Steelers played Arizona. And we won that. They won that Super Bowl, and that's when I called him Ben. I called him Ben. I got him that day, and I called him. I told my friend Roderick. I said, if the Steelers win the Super Bowl, I'm calling him Ben. If the Steelers lose, I'm naming him after you. I'm calling him Roderick. Luckily, the Steelers won, and I called him Ben. So, but yeah, man, that was awesome. That's what's up, man. One thing I noticed about the Steelers games is whenever they played, it rained a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, but it was always ugly.
Yeah.
But all over the place and everything.
Yeah, man. Steelers is one of the also historic franchises in the 70s. They won like 4 in the
Yep.
70s. We won our 2. So, and then I think the Cowboys had a couple of they won a couple in that era as well because they got 3 in the 90s, so that makes them 5. So, you have any favorite games that sticks out to you?
For
Favorite, like any favorite players growing up that you looked up to when you were and you're coming up as a Dolphin fan?
Dan Marino,
Hmm.
Dak Thomas, Jason Taylor, Chris Chambers,
Oh yeah, I love Chris Chambers.
Randy McMichael.
Yep, number 81, the Bullfrog. That's what they called him, from Georgia.
Let's see who else. Now if it was a coach, Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah, Jimmy Johnson. No, there's 2 things I will never forgive Jimmy Johnson. Number one, he didn't draft Moss with Marino. I know hindsight is 2020, but man, I would have loved to see Marino with Moss as a weapon.
Oh yeah.
I really would have. And the second thing was he gave the keys to the kingdom, the keys to the franchise, the keys to the Ferrari to Dave Wanstead, bro.
Yeah,
That's like freaking. That's like that. Hey, look, hey, why don't you drive my Ferrari, Stevie Wonder?
Yeah, but I wasn't a fan of Dave One.
Yeah, I mean, and you know what's funny and sad at the same time? I think he was the last coach that had 11 wins since. I don't think there's never been a coach with 11 wins after him.
The only thing I didn't like about him is he was too much of a, hey man, do it my way, or you're out of here.
Well, that's how Shula was, though.
No?
Huh?
Oh, Shula was the same way?
Oh, yeah, he was.
I mean, I wasn't alive, so I don't know.
Yeah, trust me, I wasn't either. But the one good thing about me is I'm a historian, and I listen to as a matter of fact, that's kind of where I got the idea to do this show. Was in the Fish Tank with OJ McDuffie and Seth Levitt.
Yeah.
Seth Levitt is also a Gator. Just putting that out there. And they had so many stories of Shula, and they were all, it's like they couldn't stand the guy. You know what I mean? But they knew he was a good coach, and because they were winning, he knew what it take to win. You know, and trust me, he didn't. He was. Or if Tua thought Flores hurted his feelings, oh my God, I can imagine only Don Shula. But again, just like everything in life, rather TVs, VCRs, which no longer exist. Now we stream everything. Everything evolves, So unfortunately, yeah, that's what comes with change, Good. We have to take it good or bad,
That's the truth.
So let me see what else. So what do you think? What do you think of this offseason? I know. Go ahead. I know we talk about the Dolphins past, but I'm gonna start more implementing, today's as well. So what did you think of today's this free agency?
I like the Fangio hire, and I like the Ramsey signing with the.
I'm sorry, you broke up. I couldn't hear the last comment.
I said I like the Fangio hire and the Ramsey signing. Only the other guys were like, I still have confusion on those signings.
Which ones?
Like the Mike White, the guy from Denver, The one from
The tight end or the linebacker?
the tight end.
Okay, yeah. You know what's funny is I do a panel show on this wonderful channel on Saturdays at noon, and I can't remember his name, and I apologize for not remembering your name, but he was on there and he was telling me that he's a great run blocker. So I think they brought him in for his run blocking more than his passing, pass catching,
Right.
because I don't think this offense is really going to use a tight end. That's hence why Gesicki was so frustrated, because he really wasn't including. He was once in a while, like goal line situations, but I don't think he was included that much, and I think that's what kind of frustrated him a little bit. He said as much when he freaking told him went to Knox. Whoa, damn! It must be nice to be in a place that uses you. So,
Well,
it's crazy.
for me, the Gesicki, when he left us, I felt the way, because I feel like if McDaniel really wanted him around, he could have found a way to help him learn how to block.
Yeah.
I mean, that's me.
Well, here's the thing, though. Gesicki, and again, I'm just speculating like everybody else is.
Right.
Blocking is an effort thing.
Yeah.
And I don't think he wanted to block. By the way, I just wanted people right now, because I think the Dolphins are going to make a huge run. We are now accepting bandwagon transfer forms. Okay. But go ahead. And Bills, I just want to remind you.
Oh, man. Ouch.
But
Burns.
Burns. Speaking of Burns, what's going on with what do you think of the secondary we have with Xavier Howard and Ramsey?
I like it, man, honestly. I think the defense is gonna thrive a little bit more than the offense. Like a slight bit more.
Who do you want the Dolphins to draft? Yeah, all right. Answer this question. The Dolphins can't leave the draft without addressing what position?
I would say running back or O-line.
O-line, which do you have a specific position?
I say the best available.
Best available? Whether it be right guard, center?
Yeah.
Okay. Not bad at all. So obviously so do you root for all the Miami teams?
Yeah.
So the Marlins, the Panthers.
Yep.
You have a specific order? If I had to rank all the Miami teams, right? From highest to lowest.
I say
Which the least, from least to most, which would it be?
I say the Canes, the Dolphins, the Marlins,
okay,
and the Panthers.
What about the Heat?
Third.
Okay, so Canes is first. Then who's second? Yeah. The Dolphins second. Canes, the Heat third.
Yeah. Fourth the Panthers.
Fourth the Panthers, and then the fifth the Marlins.
Yeah.
Okay.
And sixth Miami. Inter Miami.
Who's that?
Inter Miami.
Is that a soccer team? That a soccer team?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I ain't mad at you. Is that the one where that soccer Beckham or something like that owns?
Yeah.
How are they doing, by the way?
Man, they're off and on. Off and on.
That's pretty standard for this town.
Well, I mean, when you just start out
Yeah.
and you get a bunch of, say, not so known players, it's expected.
Oh yeah. So we got have you ever seen the Dolphins in the playoffs yet?
I've seen them, yeah.
Playoff
In
win?
fact, yeah.
Okay, that's what's up.
I was alive for the Marino days,
Okay, that's what's up. Yeah.
and I know some fans weren't able to see that, but I was.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you, those were some very, very tough times, man.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, Dono said when he started, he was more of a Canes fan than a Dolphins fan because he actually seen the Canes win championships.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, you can't blame him there.
I seen them seen them win one.
Win
So
one?
I had to, yeah,
Which one was that? The 2001?
yeah.
Okay. What do you remember about that game?
All I remember is that it was exciting for me from the standpoint of I was still a little a little kid,
Mm-hmm.
and like I didn't know what exactly was going on at the time because I was still in elementary school, so I couldn't process at the time how big it was to actually win a national title.
Yeah. That's what's up, though, man. Yeah, man. I think that and what's crazy is right now we live in a town where I think the Heat are a little more prevalent because of they have more recent championships, the three
Yeah.
last. So this is more Heat town, but the second the Dolphins get any sort of success,
Yeah.
they're gonna overshadow the Heat, in my opinion. And also the Heat are the only team that actually play in Miami, the city of Miami, that is.
Yeah.
If you think about it. Dolphins play in Carroll City. I'm not gonna call it the other name. Marlins playing in Coral Gables. And the Panthers play in Fort Lauderdale.
Sunrise.
So Sunrise, yeah. Fort Lauderdale, Sunrise, same. Tomato.
Yeah.
It's in Broward County.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about Broward County. Nobody cares about Broward County. I'm just joking. Please don't come after me. It was Canes made me say
anything. I didn't make you say anything.
Yeah, you did.
I did not.
You told me backstage to say that.
Oh. Oh my goodness.
My cat told me he could attest.
Yeah, when a Martian told me no.
That's what you get for listening to Martians. Oh man. No, so what's your like when you watch a Dolphin game? Do you have any rituals or traditions, or what do you do when you watch like a Dolphin game?
I sit back, I get my lunch or I get my dinner, and I just watch.
You don't have any specific places you go to, or like any good memories watching Dolphin games?
Good memories. I'd say the game versus the Ravens. I think it was last year. I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's funny is that game. I usually watch Miss Pamela. Shout out to Miss Pamela if you're watching. I usually watch her streams, and that day, she was on a cruise ship. She went on a
Right.
cruise ship, so she couldn't stream the game. And shame on you, Pamela, by the way. How dare you go on your celebrate your anniversary and leave us Dolphin fans who are too cheap to pay for Sunday ticket? How dare you? No, but anyway, it's all love, Miss Pam. But no,
Yeah, all love.
so what I was doing was, by the way, I'm glad to be a part of them. The Finns tailgate, they were streaming the game. They were Miss Finns was on there. Color commentary, El Capitan. There was a couple other people, and Pete, of course, Pete was breaking in and out of, and I did not watch one iota of the game, but I knew what was going on because I was following it on my ESPN app,
Right.
and I was listening to them, so I knew where the ball was, and I was listening to them, and man, I was excited. I was like, yes. Especially the comeback. One of the funny Engravens, shout out to Engraven Video. One of the things I like doing, he did a live stream, and the next day I watched the live stream, and I seen how cocky he was, and he was going to TD's Fins Talk streams, trolling him, and then it just went from, oh man, we got this, hell yeah, man, we're gonna put in our second string, our third string quarterback. Watch, we got this. This ain't, we're beating the Dolphins, and like, oh my God, they came back. They did it. They came back.
Yep.
Oh man, that was the most exhilarating stream, by the way. And no, yeah. So, but no. Anyway, long story short, I had a team meeting Wednesday, and so we got a hotel. The company gave us put us in a hotel, and I had pizza. We were having pizza at a pizza place in Orlando, someplace in Orlando.
Right.
And I noticed that the TV was playing the Ravens game. I guess that was the game of the week because NFL Network, they do, I guess, the game of the week.
Yeah.
And so I already seen the first half because Pam showed the first half, but unfortunately the second half, when she was leaving the getting onto the cruise ship, and you couldn't watch it from there, So, at any rate, I went back to my hotel with some leftovers, and I actually got to watch they actually got to see the game. So that was a pretty awesome thing to watch.
That's cool.
Especially like I said, one of the things I want. One of the reasons I say I believe in Tua is I think he has. Like he's like a Chad Pennington or Brian Greasy. I think he could make the throws. I think I think he could do good throw. I think it's pretty much schematic coaching. When it comes to coaching, so I think a lot of the things that, like for instance, reading the defenses and making those, learning what his weaknesses are and what his strengths are. I think. The more he plays, I think the more better he's going to get. I know there's injury concerns on him, but this is the NFL. So that's just at least my take on it,
Yeah.
Any games pre-tour that you can remember vividly?
I remember some of the Pennington games.
Oh yeah.
Some of the Cleo Lemon days, and some of the Ryan Tannehill
days.
Too, yeah, but it's like,
out of all those three quarterbacks, which one did you like the most? Tannehill, Pennington, and Leo Clemens.
I'd say a mixture of Pennington and
Tannehill.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tannehill was with us longest. I think he had some success, but yeah, he wasn't good at reading pocket presence. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, at any rate, hey, listen, this is the type of game. Are you ready? You're ready with? Are you familiar with the numbers game, right?
Yeah, somewhat.
Okay. I'm gonna write out 5 numbers, and again, this is no wrong or right answer, bro. So you don't have to wreck your brain, but just first person you think of. All right, when you hear this number, okay, 20.
I'm not gonna lie about that one. I don't know.
Okay. You think Rashad Jones, maybe? Remember
Yeah.
Rashad Jones?
Yeah.
Okay. 19.
Cleo Lemon, Ryan Tannehill.
Nope, that was 17. Cleo Lemons wasn't 19. I think he was 10 or something like that. 19, Ted Ginn Jr., Brandon Marshall.
Okay.
All right, number 84.
Wasn't that Cam Wake?
No, Cam Wake was 91.
Ah.
Close enough. But remember that one receiver that you told me that you loved? Started with a C?
Yeah, Chris Chambers.
There you go, number 84. All right, number 54.
Zach Thomas, of course.
Yep. And last but not least, number 9.
Number 9. Was he on offense or defense?
No, I can't tell you. That's your number to guess.
Number 9.
All right, I'll give you a hint. He took the reins after Marino.
Sage Rosenfels?
No, Sage.
Fiedler?
There you go. I was gonna say, are you a Dolphin fan?
Fiedler. Jay Fiedler, man. The one who threw all those picks.
Oh, man. Hey, you better be careful, man. He could hear you. You seen those ears he had?
Bro, all I remember is watching the Dolphins games, and I go out of the room. I come back. How the hell does the other team have the ball already? He threw up. Darn it.
Oh no, actually, mine was the opposite. It's like I'll be watching the game. We're driving downfield, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, I gotta take a leak. I come back, or I gotta do something. I come back. We don't have the ball, or we didn't score any points. I'm like, damn, I'm gone for 5 seconds, and you freaking turn over the ball. What the hell? I can't leave you alone.
Times right there.
I can't leave you alone for 5 minutes.
Jay Fiedler times, bro. That's the way
Fiedler
it was.
time,
Man.
Fiedler time. Time to grind, time to shine. No, believe it or not, though, I was listening to, of course, like I mentioned to you earlier. I was listening on the Fish podcast and Fish Tank podcast, and they were saying that some of those players that played on that team were saying they literally went up to the coach and said, "Put Fiedler in." They wanted Fiedler. So that's the thing about locker rooms is even though the fans really didn't like Jay Fiedler, that locker room loved Jay Fiedler, and they fought. Yeah. That's one aspect people got to realize is, hey, look, when and like I said, it's strictly my opinion. I'll put that out there, so people, this is strictly my opinion. So please don't, if this, all right, okay. All right. So anyway, Tua's rookie year, he didn't have Fitzpatrick had that locker room.
Yeah.
So one of the reasons why they kept benching Tua is I'm assuming, just like when they said the players were saying, hey, put
Fiedler in.
Put Fiedler in. I'm saying maybe they were telling Brian Flores, "Hey, put Fitzpatrick," because let me tell you something. When Tua's rookie year, that locker room belonged to Fitzpatrick. Now, more people gravitate towards Tua because if you look at the Skylar Thompson and the Skylar Thompson and Teddy Bridgewater, I think more people, that locker room was more favoring Tua than it was the other two quarterbacks. But again, that's just my observation. So please, thank you. What do you think of that?
I'll say, as far as Fitzpatrick, I was under the impression that he was gonna start for a year and let Tua learn under him.
Yeah.
Instead, they did the exact opposite. They rushed Tua and took him out, and I was like, "So you're gonna rush the process and have the guy have him start?" I'm like, "This doesn't make sense."
Yeah. See, unlike me though, the Canes, Canes 89 hates Tua, and his comments came from a very hateful place. No, just kidding. Just joking. No, but all right, brother. Let's build. It's that time of the episode where we build our ultimate team, and I know that's one of the things you look forward to. So I am going to put you for Cleo Lemons, quarterback.
No.
Okay.
Shula or Marino.
Shula could play actually Shula played defensive cornerback, so he could be a good cornerback. But no, Marino.
Yeah.
Marino. Okay, running back.
Ricky Williams.
All right, Miles Gaskins.
No, Ricky Williams.
All right, what kind of offense you running?
Which one did they run back then?
You want to? All right, I'll give you three options. We could do 3 wide outs and a tight end with a 1 running back, or 3 wide outs, a fullback, and a fullback, or a fullback, a running back, 2 wide receivers, and a tight end.
I'll take the first option.
So, running back with 3 wide receivers.
Yeah.
All right. Who's receiver number 1?
Chris Chambers.
Isaiah Ford. Gotcha.
No, Chris Chambers.
Gotcha. Okay. Number 2.
Randy McMichael.
Ted Ginn Jr.
No,
Or Randy McMichael was a tight end.
Well, who are some of the?
Yeah. You do. You do get a tight end. Never mind. But go ahead. I'll move him to tight end, so you get 2 more receivers.
Who are some of them back then?
I mean, it could be today's receivers. It could be. It doesn't matter.
Waddle and Tyreek.
Okay. Nice. Hill. Waddle.
And tight end's gonna be Randy McMichael.
McMichael. Gotcha. Gesicki.
No.
All right, so offensive line. I know a lot of people aren't really into offensive linemen because they're not the sexy pick, metaphorically and literally. So, what era, what decade? You want the 70s offensive line? You want the 80s offensive line, the 90s offensive line, or the 2000 offensive line?
I'll take the.
You want the unicorn?
No, I'll take the 70s.
The 70s O-line. All right, with the 70s O-line. That's what's up. All right. Defensive end. Come on.
Jason Taylor.
Yeah, wow, because he's a Canes coach now, right?
Also because I'm a Dolphins fan.
Yeah. Yeah, Dono says he's a Canes legend first, then a Dolphins legend. Okay. Your second defensive end.
I'm trying to think. I mean, I don't know on that many of them.
We got a Wale Gunlier. We got Cam Wake. Wale Gunlier?
The first one, yeah.
Okay. All right. Defensive tackles. By the way, what scheme are you running? Are you running a 4-3, 3-4, dime, nickel?
Cover 2.
Cover 2, so 4-3 then, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so defensive tackles.
Wow.
Okay, we got Daryl Gardner, we got Tim Bowens, we have Manny Fernandez, we have
I'll say Gardner and Bowens.
Okay, that was a good one. Because you're gonna have to make me think here. Thank you. Turner, okay. Gardner and Bowens. Yeah. You hear that?
Yeah.
Little bastard.
Meow.
Yeah, what's crazy is this little bastard, every time, go away, we're recording. Oh, no, sorry, a second.
Oh, man.
Sorry about that.
It's all right.
We're having technical difficulties. Okay, put Archer away. Never mind. Let him stay. Anyway, we're almost done anyway. So, all right, we have Gardner's, Bowens. All right, who are your linebackers?
Zach Thomas.
Middle linebacker?
Yeah.
Zach Attack. Okay, outside?
Outside linebacker. Isn't that what Phillips plays or no?
Yeah, he plays outside.
Yeah, Phillips. Yeah.
Okay, from the U.
Yep.
You know, I think it's like the one thing that baffled me is it's like, for instance, I'm listening to a podcast called Craig's and Mishes. They cover the Marlins, right? And Craig swings and mishes. His name is Craig Mishes, but they call it Swings and Mishes. Anyway, one thing he was saying when I was listening to a podcast, that the Marlins for the first time were going into the international market. You know, and you're like, wow, you got the Caribbean, in your backyard, and you're not getting, these players, and that's how I feel with the U. Look, at the end of the day, we all know I'm salty on the University of Miami, right? But at the end of the day, it's crazy how it's crazy how they never really drafted most of the talent in the backyard. You really can't really name too many Hurricane players that were impacts.
Yeah.
Frank Gore, but they got him a little too late. in my
Yep.
opinion. But go ahead. Well, how about your other outside linebacker?
What are the choices?
Well, let me see. We have let me see outside linebackers. Oh, Ben Ginkgo. We have Joey Porter. We have
Yeah,
Carlos
Joey Porter.
Joey Porter. All right. I like Joey Porter. I'm hoping that we get his son, but wishing in one hand and shit in the other, you know?
That's true too.
All right. Your cornerbacks.
I say Jalen Ramsey.
Jalen Ramsey? No, he hasn't. He wasn't a Dolphin yet, so sorry.
What are some good ones?
We got our number of coaches: Patrick Surtain, Sam Madison.
Yeah, Patrick Surtain. Yeah,
Okay, Patrick Surtain,
Sam Madison.
Sam Madison. Okay. Yeah, man, you can't go wrong with that combination, bro.
Nope.
As a matter of fact, man, back in the 2002 era, they were saying that one of the benefits of having Sam Madison and Patrick Surtain is that you could. It was pretty much everybody. It was 10 on 10, 11 on 11. You could play 11 on 11 perfectly because you didn't have to worry about the two receivers. You know what I mean on the boundary. So
Yep.
they made a great addition. Yeah, Brock Marion too, but strong safeties.
Jason Taylor.
Jason Taylor, safeties?
Or what did he play? Never mind. Never mind.
Jason Taylor was a defensive end.
Okay. What are some
Good safeties?
ones?
Okay.
Yeah.
We got Brock Marion. We got let me see. Brock Marion. I did like let me see. Brock Marion. Why are you making me think? Oh no.
Big Marion.
Brock Marion. No. I'm trying to think. No, give me a second, because now I'm taking. He's at the tip of my tongue too. What's his name? Jeremiah Bell. That's who it was. Jeremiah Bell. We had Akins. We had he was more of a special teams guy, but Rashad Jones. We have Holland. We have
Marion.
Brock Marion. Okay.
Yeah.
And the other one.
Jeremiah Bell.
Okay, perfect. All right, so let's recap the team. Quarterback, Marino.
Mm-hmm.
Running back, Ricky Williams. Tight end, Michael McDaniel. Chris Chambers, Hill, and Isaiah Ford.
Yep.
No, I'm just joking. Waddle. 70s offensive line, Jason Taylor, Wally Agoulier. Then you have Gardner and Bowens. You have Phillips, Zach Thomas, Porter, Patrick Surtain, Sam Madison, Brock Marion, and Jeremiah Bell. That rounds up your team. Like I said, I'm gonna be doing the brackets pretty soon. So hopefully I don't know who you're gonna be going against. I don't know who you're gonna be going against, but you're gonna be going against somebody. So man, before we close off, man, I appreciate you, man, for listening, and I appreciate you for supporting, whatever I do. And what are your final thoughts, my brother?
The final thoughts are thanks for having me on, and I always enjoy your content, and I'm glad we get along, whether if I'm a Cane or you're a Gator. I'm glad it's football. Yeah. We can have a good time.
Yeah, exactly. I miss. I hope Mace comes back pretty soon, because I love kicking with you on Mace's channel. Shout out to Mace, too. By the way, I'm waiting for Mace to get in the blender with me. So, all right, my brother, be safe, man. Good
Same
talking
to you,
to you, man. Later.
All right, later.
And that was another episode of In the Blender with your host, Shake Money. I'd like to thank Canes89. I'm happy to call him a friend. I think he is a great member of this dolphin community. And like I said, if anybody wants to join the Blender, just hit me up on Instagram at ShakeMoney1978. And that's my Twitter handle as well, ShakeMoney1978. Until next time, I'm out.